So this tip involves displaying some data where every other row has got a fill color. I like to do this because I think it makes it easier to read. If you've got a row that's got a lot of columns in it and you're scanning across, it can make it easier to read, I think, if you highlight every other row with some fill color. The problem with doing this, though, is once you impose a filter on the data, let's say we're going to filter all Fred's meatballs, you lose that formatting because it's all hard-coded. Well, there's a way we can correct this. I'm going to clear that filter by using several different functions off to the left of the data. And this is something that I do frequently, is that I build some supporting calculations off to the side. I hide the columns, and those calculations drive a result I want that people can see. So the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to use a subtotal function. And we're going to use the count A aggregation that counts all the cells that have text. And I want to select one cell on that row. Control Enter. And of course, it's going to return a 1. And I'm going to copy this down to the length of the data. The next thing I'm going to do is I want a cumulative total beginning with 1 and adding that 1 to the next value, which is 1, and copying that down to the length of the data. So I have 33 data points. And finally, I want to use the isEven, or I could use the isOdd function and reference the cell to the left. And double-clicking the fill handle to copy that down, I now have identified every other line with either true or false. Well, now I'm going to select our data and clear the fill so that I can build a conditional formatting rule on the basis of a formula. Use a formula to determine which cells to format. And when you construct a conditional formatting rule, it is always in relation to the active cell, which is F7. So I want F7, in fact, I want that entire row 7, to be conditionally formatted on the basis of the value of the cell D7. So when D7, and I'm going to have to make D an absolute reference, leaving 7 to be relative, equals false, I want to format that row with some fill. So we got our every other row fill color back, and when we go to filter this data, again with Fred's meatballs, we still have every other row with the fill color. So we visually still have displayed every other row with a fill color.